think my mom signed me up, and actually I was thinking about the way she convinced me to start playing was that I gotta wear a skirt for uniform. But my aunts coached for college, like it's just been my brother played, like it's been in our family, and it's just the one sport that I've stuck with my whole life. With lacrosse, I love like the fast-paced game, the fast-paced play, but I love especially more the relationships and the friendships that I've made. Like some of my best friends are from different lacrosse teams I've been on, and I just love the vibe and the energy that the sport brings. It started, I would say, freshman year of high school. I made varsity as a freshman, which is a lot of pressure, especially I was 14 playing against like some 18-year-olds. So that's when I noticed it started, and I was just very hard on myself. I would like every mistake, I would dwell on it. I would dwell on every mistake, and I was not performing to my best because I was so focused on past mistakes I made.
I think high achieving athletes have high expectations for themselves. They hold themselves to a high standard, which can be a good thing. I mean, nobody ever got anywhere just kind of expecting the bare minimum from themselves. Sometimes it can come from external sources. It can come from parents that are always like, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, athletically, academically. Some of it's good, too much is a little unhealthy. So, when we make mistakes, we got to realize that lacrosse, football, basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, like they're all games of mistakes. You just have to, it's how you move on from them.
I started seeing on the field when things didn't go my way, I started seeing my mindset change. I could tell my mindset, I was definitely focusing more on the past and just not looking ahead. And in such a fast-paced game like lacrosse, that is so important. And like one example I remember was a goal got past me while I was playing, and that happens at all levels, even professionals. And I just remember I was just so stuck on it. I felt like a disappointment to the team. Like I felt like the score's getting close because of me, and I ended up like taking myself out of the game. Yeah, my mom recognized that I was being too hard on myself in lacrosse and in life in general. So she contacted Coach Andrew and set me up with the mindfulness sessions. And I was like, I'm not one to open up much, so I didn't really want to do it at first. But like after I started opening up, it was really helpful to like fix my mindset, to focus more on the present and the future. And so when I first started opening up, I remember one of the first lessons that Coach Andrew taught me was to be the buffalo message, which was one of the motivational messages just the other week at PFP. And it's basically where like buffaloes run towards the storm, towards the problems they're facing. And so they end up getting through it quicker because they face it head on. While like other animals like cows, they run away. So they inevitably get stuck in it longer because they're just trying to run away from it and then they get stuck in it. So being the buffalo means like facing your challenges head on.
The way that PFP kind of portrays these messages really gets through to our audience, which is, elementary, middle, high school athletes, college athletes even. It puts it into a perspective that's easy to understand. There's different ones. We talk about like the Chinese bamboo tree, which just talks about, patience, persistence, and just showing up every day, doing the same thing. And then, over time, eventually you'll see the fruits of your labor. Be the buffalo, same thing, taking challenges head on versus kind of shying away from them. We've never achieved any goals like shying away from them. So just different ones like that come to mind where, it gets a little bit of, we a lot of times we try to get some involvement out of the group when we're talking to, 6 athletes at a time, and we get them to write their goals down, we get them to write their perspective down, and share a lot of times with other kids in the group, and that just builds community. It makes them actually have to, make that motivational message apply to their life.
Well, growing up, I had a love-hate relationship with lacrosse. And so when I heard about like club lacrosse, I thought that'd be perfect for me because it's still competitive enough where I don't have to give up the love for the sport I do have, but it's not so competitive that I'm beating myself up over it and it's like taking over my mind. And I do want to focus on my academics more in college, so I think it'll be a nice balance for me.
Yeah, I think it's a very mature decision. She really does care a lot about academics, and she obviously cares about lacrosse too. I'm not going to sit here and say that she's just out there just trying to have fun and not really, try to win. Like, her goal is to win the region this year in varsity. So like, she does care about that. She cares about leading her team. She knows it's her last year of, officially like sanctioned lacrosse, I guess you would say, until she goes to Elon and plays club, which I think is very mature because it's going to allow her to focus on her academics and still get the fun out of, lacrosse.
All of the lessons that they teach you here don't only apply to sports, they apply to your whole life. So I plan on using these lessons in other aspects of my life, going on to college and then growing up more. I would tell my younger self to just have fun and not take things so seriously, because I was taking things way too seriously. And when you're having fun, you do better in your sport. I would just tell her to calm down, relax, and just enjoy the moment.